Since apparently you know about Terminators already, I'm going to try a story that's a little bit more mature. This one's called The Hunger Games. So as the story opens, we learn that about 75 years ago, all the districts of the land decided to revolt against the capital. And now every year, they remind them that they shouldn't do that by having their children murder each other.
I just love that.
They do what now?
It's a television show.
They choose one boy and one girl from each of the 12 districts and have them fight to the death. Are you sure you can handle this story?
I think so.
Alright. So it's the day of the reaping, and we meet this girl Katness.
Her name is Cat Piss?
No, it's... Never mind, you said it right. So Cat Piss is out hunting, and this guy Gale, he yells and scares away the deer she was aiming at.
Damn you, Gale.
He asks, how are you going to carry that deer back? And she should have just shot him and said, you could have helped, jackass.
Dipshit.
It's hard to figure out what's going on with these two, but I'm pretty sure it goes something like this.
We could do it, you know. It's as simple as that.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Fine, laugh at me.
I'm not laughing at you. Won't happen.
She ends up shooting a bird, which she trades for a bird brooch for some reason. I guess she forgot her family was starving? She ends up giving the pen to her sister for good luck.
To protect you.
But it turns out to be bad luck when this Victorian clown pulls her name out of the fishbowl.
Primrose Everdeen.
And their mom is like, oh, that sucks. But then Cat Piss volunteers to go in her sister's place.
I volunteer as tribute.
And her mom is like, oh no, not the good one. Well, they make such a big deal out of her volunteering and then go, oh yeah, we need to pick a guy too. And they end up picking this guy Peeta. She only gets to see her mom and sister and tell them goodbye for 3 minutes, which she uses to tell her mom what a bad parent she is.
You can't tune out again. I won't be there anymore. You're all she has. No matter what you feel, you have to be there for her. Do you understand? Don't cry.
She also gets to see Gale long enough for him to remind us that she can shoot a bow.
Get to a bow. If they don't have a bow, then you make one, okay? You know how to hunt.
Did they think we forgot already?
Don't worry, they'll keep reminding us.
I hear you can shoot.
He says she hits him right in the eye every time.
Think there'll be a bow. Make sure you use it.
Shoot straight.
There'll even be a bow there.
Okay, I'll take the bow. I'm just kidding.
So Cat Piss and Peeta, they head to the capital for this contest. At this time, they meet this guy Haymitch, and he's supposed to be their mentor that teaches them how to survive, but he's really just there for the alcohol.
So why are you here then?
The refreshments.
They need to get people to like them to get sponsors.
And I don't know how to make people like me. How do you make people like you?
And upon hearing this, she reacts how most women act when they're told to smile more. Since Peeta is a giant kiss ass already,
It's true. Everybody knows it.
he really doesn't need to be taught that much.
Better keep this knife. He knows what he's doing.
But Cat Piss has the personality of a tube sock and really needs some work.
I'm not very good at making friends.
So they arrive at the Capitol where everyone dresses like someone from the early 90s would dress a gay steampunk hacker. Thousands of people have shown up to watch this parade that's only 12 floats.
This is a crappy parade.
All parades are crappy. So they're all supposed to dress up in the theme of their district.
I don't want to do that.
Their district is coal miners, but this guy Cinna, he thinks coal miners are stupid, so he just sets them on fire.
He what?
How about it's just bad manners, Cinna? How about that?
I mean, coal does burn, so why not? It's not real fire, but the crowd really thinks it's cool. You'd think there'd be some level of excitement, but Katniss just looks like she's watching golf on TV. The next day, they have to start training and being evaluated by all the sponsors. There are some teams that train for years and volunteer to be in this competition, and there's other teams that will probably just die immediately. Peeta thinks he's absolutely useless.
I have no chance of winning. None. All right?
But Katniss says that he can throw.
He can throw a 100-pound sack of flour right over his head. I've seen it.
What?
So he throws this really heavy ball at these people, and they're super impressed. And he will never use this ability again, except for to get these turds to like him. He also learned to paint by decorating birthday cakes.
Why would starving people decorate cakes?
Have you ever had icing? It's delicious. But I really don't see how it helps you paint your arm to look like tree bark.
That is mahogany.
So Cat Piss gets to show off her bow skills, but she's nervous and misses the first time. No one's paying attention for the second arrow, so she shoots the apple out of a pig's mouth and scares the crap out of the sponsors. When they release the rankings of all the contestants, she gets an 11, I guess because of the pig thing. I mean, she really hasn't done much of anything else.
An 11?
She earned it.
She shot an arrow at your head.
So that night they go on TV, and she talks about her sister, and Peeta admits that he's got a crush on Cat Piss. She reacts well.
What the hell was that?
So it's time for the contest, and she gets a pep talk from Cinna, because who doesn't want to consult their stylist before murdering children? He also gives her the bird pen for good luck.
That didn't work out too well for her sister.
Right? Well, so there's this countdown that starts at 50 seconds for some stupid reason, and they have to wait on these platforms, and if they get off too soon, they'll explode. The buzzer goes off, and she just stands there and watches 12 of the 24 kids die immediately.
You're not off to a real good start.
She then grabs a backpack and takes a nap in a tree. We then see that they have cameras everywhere, including this random tree that she happened to climb, and is pointed at nothing but the limb that she happens to be on. She wakes up to see that some girl has started a fire.
Well, that's a good way to get killed.
But some better players have formed a group, and they kill that girl for being an idiot. As they come closer, we see that Peeta is part of this alliance, but then we find out that they're only using him to find her. The next day, she wakes up, goes to another tree, and takes another nap. But the TV people, they don't like this too much, so they set the woods on fire.
Isn't that cheating?
You'd think, but I guess she was too close to the border and they wanted to get her away from it. But the border is also a wall, so I'm sure she would have just turned around anyway. So while she's running away, she ends up getting burnt.
You know her as the girl on fire!
And goes to the river to soak her leg. But that big group finds her and chases her up a tree. They try to shoot at her, but miss. Peeta suggests that they wait for her to come down, so everyone goes to bed.
Is the whole story her sleeping in trees?
Nah, she sleeps in other places too. We'll get to that. So some beeping wakes her up, and we find out that Haymitch convinced some emo band to send her some goo for her leg, and that heals right up. In the morning, this little girl points out that there's a nest of murder hornets above her, so she drops the nest on the group below. She gets stung a couple times, but this girl that had a bow, she gets the crap stung out of her, so she takes the bow when she gets to the bottom.
Where'd the bees go?
I don't know. Maybe they went out for ice cream. But since she got stung, she's hallucinating, so she takes a nap.
Again?
When she wakes up, she finds out that this girl, Rue, was taking care of her, and apparently no one found them out in the open for 2 days.
I'm too old to babysit.
Rue found out that the Alliance is back at the cornucopia, and they've taken all the supplies. So they come up with some ways to communicate with each other. If things are good, they do this. And if things are bad, they do this. So they form a plan to blow up the supplies, which they do.
Nice shooting, sweetheart.
And Catpiss just stupidly stares instead of running again. She eventually goes back to find Rue in a net. She gets her out, and some guy throws a spear at him. Catpiss shoots him, but she turns to find that Rue got hit with the spear. Catpiss then sings her a tone-deaf song, which finally kills her. She puts some weeds on her body and counts to 3. Rue's district then starts rioting and destroying their food supply.
Why would they destroy their food? Aren't they starving?
That's how people riot. They destroy their own stuff when they're mad at other people. To calm down the riots and give people hope, they make a new rule that if you're from the same district, there can be 2 winners. So she goes to look for Peeta. Peeta painted himself to look like a rock, and she almost steps on him. He's hurt pretty bad, so they go into a cave and sleep.
Ugh, more sleeping.
Shut up. Since Peeta is hurt, Haymitch sends him some soup.
Magic soup like the stuff for her leg?
No, like chicken noodle.
If he saw he was hurt, why didn't he send medicine?
So the next part can happen, where Catpiss goes to the cornucopia to get some medicine. She's attacked by this girl, but the guy from Rue's district saves her. She goes back to give Peeta the medicine.
Oh my God, Peeta.
Brand new pants.
She then kisses him,
Why are you doing this?
and he tells her that he's kind of a stalker.
I watched you going home every day.
The TV people want the show to be over,
Must be in a hurry to end it.
so they make dogs. Yeah, they can do that. and the dogs chase them back to the center. So they barely escape the dogs by climbing the cornucopia, at which point they're attacked by this blonde bastard. He grabs Peeta and says,
I always was, right?
What?
I always was, right?
Does Peeta throw him?
I already told you, he doesn't use that ability again.
But he's strong.
I know, but he's not the main character. Catpiss is. So Catpiss has to shoot him in the hand, and that causes him to fall off and get eaten by the dogs. They jump down to see that the dogs and all the debris from the explosion yesterday have all went out for ice cream with the murder hornets. The announcer takes back his rule and says that both of them can't win, so they threaten to commit suicide by eating poisonous berries.
And I don't think they let them have dessert. And you can.
He changes his mind and lets them both win. Later that night, they go on TV and tell everybody that they're in love.
Are they?
Peeta already admitted that he's kind of obsessed with her, and she can't really emote her face, so maybe? Well, they get back to their district and find out that strangers are more happy to see them than their friends and family. Well, I'm sure Mom's happy that she doesn't have to watch her sister anymore.
Does this story even have a moral?
Since neither one of them really played offensively, I'm going to go with let everyone else do the work and take all the credit.
Thank you.
Subscription.